Hey guys, today we're making a pocket holster for an LCP. This is the 380 LCP. I got our layout here. It's hard to see with the shine. To give us a rough idea, we'll get that cut out and then we'll throw it in the oven and get it pressed. Alright, we are ready to pull this out of the oven here. Nice and flexible. Again, we want to work fairly fast. Fold that over. Again, you gotta be careful that when you're shifting underneath here, especially with guns, they tend to be a little slippery. Okay, just clamp it down. What I like about this setup is I can cheaply have 3 or 4 of these presses, so I can be doing a couple things at once. Press it down real good and tight, a good definition on the gun. We'll let that sit. It takes about 10 minutes for it to get good and set up, so we'll give it 10 minutes and come back to it. Alright, here we're pulling the LCP out of the press. See what it looks like. Not bad. Again, we'll cut a hook into here for the pocket holder and come up and trim a lot of this out of here. But pretty good definition. Get it trimmed up and see what it looks like. The big part of these is really getting your layout right. Once you cut it, if you ruin it, I always try to get it marked and test it as good as I can before I actually do my final cutting. Something to think about the pocket holster: you want the trigger guard covered, and then you want that hook. Otherwise, you want it kind of as low profile as possible. So that's what we're going to try to go for here. So we'll do some marking and get back with you. Roughed in. This tab down here, I will bend over to protect the barrel from getting lint in it. I'll actually heat that up really good and actually so it fits the barrel. That's why I do that. And this hook I'm still going to play with a little more, but I don't want to cut too much off because I want to make sure it fits in my pocket first. So that's, and then up here I left a little extra because I'm going to roll down for a thumb break. So we'll kind of work it from there. We don't want to cut off too much because, like I said, you can't put it back on. So we'll go from there and test it and trim it as we need it. Here we got our belt sand. This does a nice job for just little touch-ups. This is a nice addition to the shop here. This is got a, I believe it's a 120. Let's double check here. Yeah, 120 grain sanding disc I got on it. I don't like that for all my stuff, but for flat stuff and running an edge, it works really well. Otherwise, for the majority of my grinding, I use a bench grinder. I can get around corners a lot better with that, so just something to note there. Alright, before we can bend this little tab over for the barrel, I've got to finish it all, bend it over, and then I can start doing my test fitting in my pocket here. So we're going to get this buffed up and ready to go. Alright, there it is. We'll get that melted and bent over to the barrel. Actually fit that right into the barrel there. Get a nice fit on it. And that way you won't get the lint in your barrel, but it also cuts down on size this way. Otherwise you'd have to have another 3/4 of an inch here to wrap around the barrel. So I prefer to do it that way. Cuts the size down and it just keeps the lint out of your barrel. Alright, there we've got it trimmed where we wanted. We had to take a little more out of the pocket angle there to get the gun sitting where it can't really be seen. So now we're going to drill, put our rivet in for retention, and also keep it from spreading. And then we'll go through and finish it up. We'll buff everything first, and then we'll put our thumb brake on it. It really doesn't need it for this one. The hook seems to fit my pocket angle. I'm wearing 5'11" Pro Light pants. So we will drill that. Here I just use a drill press on my messy, well-used bench. Alright, there you go, and then we'll throw a rivet in there. Alright, for my rivet press, this is an arbor press. This is actually from knifekits.com. This works very well for knife sheaths and stuff. For something like this, being flat and no contours around the hook, you could easily use one of their hand punches. But this I found is just definitely worth its money. And that's all it takes and you're done. You get a perfect rollover, no splitting of the rivet. Definitely well worth the money. There is cheaper routes you can go. That you'd have to drill out and do a little extra work, but I just ended up going this route. This is like $70, and then the dies are $36 plus shipping, I believe. So, very nice tool. Definitely worth every penny. So there, we'll buff it up, and then we'll start on our thumb brake. And the tough to reach corners, I use a Dremel, or in that case a roto zip with a buffing wheel, and then I'll take it over my big buffer and get all the other edges on it. all buffed up. Again, we're going to melt in our thumb brake up top, and we're also going to put a little bend to this to fit the pocket better. So we'll do those and show you that. Alright, first we're going to melt in our pocket hook here. Doesn't take much. Something you just kind of got to fit and feel and put in your pocket, see how much it needs. You don't want to heat it up too much, just enough so it bends. I'm just kind of hand fitting it. Careful not to touch the metal rivet because that gets pretty hot. No, it's not much. It's just enough for my pocket anyway to get a little bend so you don't print as much. Alright, so you get an idea, a little curve to it. And then we're going to go and get the thumb brake done here. I'm doing, I got the gun in, I'm just gonna, just like I would snap it with my thumb there. Alright, you can see there, just a little hook. So you can just get your thumb on there, snap it loose if you have to. This will actually catch on the top of the pocket a little bit, which is kind of like that. Gives a nice low profile LCP holster. Alright, I'll use this white backdrop here. You can see there's a holster. Gets your pocket pretty decent. There's a little printing, not much, but where you draw your gun, it stays in your pocket. You see it catches right here on the hook. Adjusting your pocket. Your hand in here, you don't know anything, pull it right out. Holster stays in. That was a problem I had with some of this Kydex before, is it was sliding right out, but you get an idea. It stays right there. Good retention. It's not coming out, but yet it's still, probably loosen it up a touch more, but it comes out of the pocket really nice. So there we go. Alright, I'll give you one more closer look at this thing. Just a slow. It's got the barrel protector on it. This gun is unloaded, so I'm not pointing a gun at you. Just a little piece of Kydex bent over that, drops the profile a little bit. It's a nice hook on the end of it. A thumb brake up top. Decent definition, holds it good. Nice small package. These will be on my website shortly. I'll be listing these, well, I say shortly, but as time gets to it. My wife is the one who does the website, so it depends on kids and schedules, so hopefully that'll be up there soon. I'm going to start doing a few more of the gun holsters. I haven't been doing a lot of those, but I've had more requests for them, so I've been starting to do some of the Glocks and different things and some of the guns that I have. So mostly it's been knife holsters. We're going to start doing some gun holsters. So this is a pocket. I'll be able to do the pocket for the LCP and the bodyguard. That's the two that I have on hand. If you want to send one in, that's fine. I'll have to look into that, but right now those are the two that I have for making holsters. This will be the pocket carry.